Bridgerton star who didn't want to get married and then did get married starts her romantic comedy film by saying she doesn't want to get married.
Of taking photos made me realise the kind of life that I wanted to have.
Sometimes, Pia, we have to take a risk, even if it's scary.
If you don't see Simone Ashley as the lead of a classically British-styled romantic comedy and just fist pump the air and go, yes, then you're not having enough fun with life. Of course, after fist pumping the air, I did kind of read the synopsis of the film and go, that's not going to be that good. But Prime is on a good run of making films that are hard to hate while being easy to not love. Picture This stars Simone Ashley as a photographer super focused on doing her art and not even accepting people who just want passport photos taken into her photography studio. While she is about to get shut down and turn 30, and yet she insists she is too busy focusing on her career to get married or have kids or anything like that. Right. And she opened the photography studio to honor her grandmother's memory, but is also considering getting married just so she can take the jewelry her mother's going to give her when she gets married and sell it to pay down the studio's debts. So in summary, she's tanking the career, which is all she cares about, and she's considering dishonoring her family's legacy to honor her family's legacy instead of just taking people's passport photos. Right. Okay, so then her ex-boyfriend turns up and she explains why she can't get back together with this beautiful man to her gay male co-worker slash best friend. And he's also going to be the best man at her sister's wedding. He's also played by the guy from those After films, which even I haven't been able to convince myself to watch this. But don't worry, her family are going to try and set her up by getting an old half-naked man to predict that she's going to find love in her next 5 dates. That's really specific. And then going and setting her up, each of them, with one date so that she can try out all these different people who are all... Well, I mean, they're all either horrible or they seem really nice and then turn out to be kind of horrible for some reason. Because finding true love is about finding the only half-acceptable option. Yeah, so she starts going on these dates. Her ex comes around and tells her that he kind of wants to get back together with her while dating another person. Why are we romanticizing this man? Doesn't matter. And then she keeps going on the dates, and then he once again comes by and like makes sure that she knows that he is definitely interested in her, and he is kind of the only reasonable option out there. And it's, yeah. No, they do the thing, you know, like where Hallmark does, where it's like, oh, I'm dating the perfect man. Oh, no, there's this other guy. Oh, luckily the first guy turned out to be awful, so I can get with the other guy. Comedic highlights of the fairly mild comedy going on here include Jamie Tart from Ted Lasso turning up as a kind of hippie, flat earther guy. Like, that was pretty good. And her stabbing the guy who's actually in love with her mom. That was really funny. It's just not as PG or as cringy as I thought it might have been. Her relationship with the gay best friend is actually the best thing going on here. He stole the show, that whole character. He was great. And the general quality of the writing is fairly low, but there's nothing I'm going to overly complain about here because it's general streaming fodder, except for the fact that I really don't like the leading man character that much. Nothing against Hero. Is his real name Hero? But like, the character was just, he wasn't fleshed out very much. Every time he's on screen, it's basically to come and tell her that he's kind of still interested in her, sometimes while dating another woman. Like, and apart from that, we don't really know much about him. Picture This is silly streaming fun. From everything from the title to the poster just looks like that's exactly what it is, to the guy that is probably contracted to do romantic films on Prime until he dies, per Hero. Is that his real name? It doesn't matter. And it also has the slogan, "Take your shot because she's a photographer." So that's exactly what you're getting if you're going in. I will say that it made me realize Bridgerton should finish every season with a big dance choreography type thing. That'd be great. That'd be great fun. Simone Ashley should be the lead, despite this being just a silly kind of one. She should be the like big romantic lead in like the next era-defining rom-com, because she is just excellent. Feels classically British in the way you just want for those big rom-coms, and she manages to be defiant and fierce and charming in equal measure, which makes it not annoying even when she is just being clearly a horrible person for the sake of third act drama. So it just works pretty well without ever being that great, and I'm giving At Least She Didn't Steal Her Sister's Fiancé this time 2.5 stars. It's the sort of random streaming film where I'll be like, oh yeah, that's not that great, and then I'll watch it 5 more times over the next 10 years and keep going, nah, yeah, it's not that good though, and then I'll eventually kind of go, actually, this is kind of great. Subscribe for more half-hearted, probably incorrect predictions about the future.